I had to laugh. I was watching a program that had a rabbi on it, and he was talking about the Bible. And he referred to the New Testament as the sequel. And it was very kind of him not to elaborate on it if he thought the sequel was as good as the original. They aren't always. But today we are featuring our very own sequel of sorts. This reading directly follows last week's reading. And for those of you who weren't here last week, I promised folks this would be part 2 of the story of Jesus and healing. He puts his healing power on display last week when he heals 2 different women in need of wholeness. They're broken, they're hurting, they're in need of wholeness. And it's important that part of how he heals them is by being in relationship with them. He seeks them out and he says, I want to see who's hurting. I want to be close to them. I want to be able to hold them, to restore them to wholeness. Now, that is followed by another important lesson about healing today, which happens in this gospel story, and that healing as a relationship is a 2-way street. It takes the person who wants to be able to heal. It also takes the person who is broken and in need of healing to be able to receive that healing. Look at what happens in this story when Jesus, and he's in his hometown. He's in his hometown, and they won't accept him. They won't accept his healing. They don't want it. They won't take it. And it says Jesus can do no deed of power there. Now, how astounding is that God himself can do no deed of power in this community because the people won't take it. They won't accept it. We know that it's not that Jesus can't do it, right? Because last week he healed a woman. He didn't even know he was healing her because she believed it, she wanted it, she needed it and accepted it, and she was healed. And you contrast that to this week where people are looking at Jesus offering his healing, his wholeness, and they won't take it. So this highlights for me how important it is that healing is seen as a 2-way street. Y'all remember when we were doing our Lenten devotionals and we had our readings, and I think you were the one that wrote one for Monty Thursday, weren't you? There, for the healing there? Who was the person here who wrote the one for the washing of the feet? Yeah. Whoever it was brilliant. It's too bad they're not here in the room. Oh, no. Because they had pointed out one of the things that was really important about the washing of the feet. That Jesus reached out as a leader and said, a leader doesn't get served by his followers. A leader serves his followers. He reaches out and he washes their feet. But in our devotional, it was pointed out that also requires the other person to be willing to let their feet be washed. That healing can't happen. Wholeness can't be restored unless both people are willing to do it. And here at St. Stephen's, I know we've done an amazing job at St. Stephen's in serving and healing and going out. And we've been helping people in their homes who've been flooded by hurricanes. We visit people in the hospitals and tend to our family and friends and neighbors when they're sick. We feed the hungry even when they're strangers to us, and we do a great job at that. But it's equally important to be willing to receive that healing when we need it, to ask for help when we need that help. I'll tell you, sometimes that's even harder. Sometimes it's harder for me, right? When I first joined the Episcopal Church, I was way better at serving than being served. It was great. I joined the Episcopal Church and I came to the priest and I said, I want to serve, I want to help. And it turns out when you ask the priest if you can do something to help, they have things you can do to help. I'm just telling you. And pretty soon, I was serving as an usher and a lector, and I was serving on the altar guild, and I was a lay Eucharistic minister, and I was doing home deliveries of bread and helping put the bulletins together, and I was doing acolyting at funerals and weddings, and it was great, and I was burning out. I was glad to do it, but you know what I wasn't doing is I wasn't letting anybody serve me. I was all about healing everybody else, but I wasn't letting anyone heal me, and I burned out. And I ended up leaving the church for about 6 whole months. I didn't even go on Sunday mornings for about 6 whole months because I was burnt out. And I don't want that to happen to anybody here. We need to take care of each other, and part of how we take care of each other is being willing to let other people take care of us too. And we're going to be in this space for a while, and it's going to be kind of crowded, it's going to be cramped. We're going to need to be flexible with each other a little bit as we do the work of restoring our church, but it's also going to mean giving ourselves a little bit of grace to receive the love and the healing from each other as well. It's going to be all the more important to do that because, as many of you probably saw in the announcement, that our amazing, dearly beloved deacon, Pat Ritchie, is going to be departing. She's going to be leaving for whatever God is calling her to do next. And it has been an amazing blessing to have had her here with us. She's been a great leader for mission, for our common mission team, for outreach and pastoral care, and helping us with worship. And in this transition, which is going to be joyful and hard and spirit-filled for all of us, it's going to be all the more important that we take care of each other. I'll be honest with you, if I try to take on all the stuff that Pat is doing and I try to take it for myself and not let anybody help me with it, I'll burn out. I won't be able to do that. It's going to take all of us being able to look at how we do the ministries of the church, to be able to say, how are we going to do pastoral care? How are we going to do outreach? How are we going to serve mission, God's mission in the world, and do it together? And we will. We'll do it together because we, at St. Stephen's, we are so blessed to be in relationship with each other and with God. Following a God who tells us about the very two important details, to be willing to, like we said last week, look out into the world and say, where is there hurt? Where can I serve? Where can I be in relationship and heal? And also the second part, which is being willing to look within ourselves and say, where do we need healing? Where do we need relationship? Where do we need to be restored to wholeness? We do those two things together, and we will continue to be a blessing to each other and the world around us.